Greetings, and thank you so much for tuning in to the Barbara Dean Franklin Show, Real Talk, Real People. I am your host, Barbara Dean Franklin, and today I have the pleasure of sitting with Cynthia A. Johnson. How are you?
I am great. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you so much for taking the time out your busy schedule to come
Thank you.
in to sit with me. Cynthia, you were running earlier this year for District 5 as the state rep.
That's right. In the primary.
Right, and so what you're going to be doing now is come November, you want to be a write-in candidate.
I am an official write-in candidate.
All right, tell me a little bit about that process. And well, first, let's talk a little bit about you and how long you've been doing this before we get into the official capacity of that write-in process, because we want people to really understand that.
Yes, and that write-in process is extremely, extremely important.
Most definitely.
Typically, let's just say that the primary is very, very important.
Right.
We tell people all the time that if you want the candidate of your choice to be elected or to go on to the general election, the general election
Right.
in November,
Right.
that you must come out and vote
In the primary.
in the primary.
Most definitely.
And if you don't, like as an example in my case, when I ran for state representative in the 5th district,
Okay.
I came in number 2. Number 2 is good,
Yeah, but it doesn't.
but it's not good enough.
Right, exactly.
So that, for all intents and purposes, knocks me out of the process.
Right. But
But
right.
I had to go within myself, and I did a whole lot of talking to God.
Amen.
And I had to, and I made a decision based on what I believe God's speaking to me.
Right.
And I decided to become a write-in candidate. So to be a write-in candidate, what that simply means is that my name won't be on the ballot.
Exactly.
My name will not be on the ballot. What we're asking people to do is not select a party.
Right.
Because any party can vote for me as long as you don't select your party. I'm a Democrat.
Right.
Okay.
So let's break that down, because people may not understand what not selecting a party. So you're saying don't go straight ticket. Don't just select all Democrats and then all the Democrats are
Okay,
selected.
so let's make that real clear. Okay.
Real clear.
During the general election, typically what we do is we fill in the oval,
Right.
and we are selecting a party.
Exactly.
The major two parties are the Democrats and the Republican Party.
Correct.
Most people in the city of Detroit vote Democratic. So what we do typically is we'll fill in that oval under the Democrat, and all the Democrats that are on that ballot will get your vote, regardless of who they are,
Okay.
regardless if you want someone else to win, it doesn't matter.
All right.
So that's that.
Okay.
What I have done is I went to Wayne County, the city clerk's office, and I signed it's like an affidavit,
All right.
for a lack of a better term.
All right.
And I said, I want to be a write-in. That's the only way that you can be a write-in
Official
write-in candidate.
All right.
Okay?
Okay.
So now we know that I am an official write-in. I am a candidate for state representative
District 5.
in House District 5.
All right.
Again, Cynthia Johnson, the name Cynthia A. Johnson, will not be on the ballot.
Exactly.
Okay? In order to vote for Cynthia Johnson, one would have to individually
Right.
select those candidates who are on the ballot. As an example, we have Mark Schauer
Right.
as a Democrat who is running for governor.
Right.
We have Gary Peters.
Right.
We have Godfrey Dillard. We have Mark Totten or Trotton. no, Totten, I believe his name is. Those are all Democrats. If that's what you choose to do, what you would do is individually fill in the circle. It's not just mark.
Right.
Fill in the circle and fill it in good.
Right.
Now, when you come to state representative,
Right.
that's where
You write.
I will not be on the ballot
But you
again,
have to
but
write
you would have to
your
write
name.
in, literally write in Cynthia Johnson or Cynthia A. Johnson, and then
Oval.
fill
That's
in
what
that
was- that
oval.
was gonna
That's
be my next
important.
question. Okay, that's going to be my next question.
That's important.
So Cynthia A. Johnson, State Rep District 5. But, tell us all the things that you've done before the primary election, being an advocate for your district, making sure that the lawns are being cut. Sometimes employing people, just getting people's buy-in. They see your passion, they come out to help you.
Yes.
You got dumping. You have people that were dumping shampoos and different, and you just, like, you should have been a detective because, you just didn't go with the dumping. You found out who was dumping,
Exactly.
and then go back to the source, to try
That's
to make
right.
people be accountable
That's
for the
right.
things that they were doing. I saw you when there was a house that the water had been running for years. Okay, people, now we are talking about turning people's water off
Yes.
for lack of pay, where the city is just letting water run in a
Yes.
house for years.
Absolutely.
But you got that taken care of too. So
Yes.
you're an advocate for your district.
Oh, I love my people. I love my community.
Mm-hmm.
I love people. And I'm not, and someone might say, well, you lost in the primary. I'm not a loser.
Amen.
I am not a loser.
Okay.
I am an advocate. I am a promoter for our community,
Yes.
for our people. So I know that at least one person who, if I, for instance, if I get to Lansing,
Right.
if we are blessed enough for the people to really just come out
Right.
and vote by voting for Cynthia Johnson
Right.
as a write-in candidate, take that extra time. Why? Because this community means more than just a home to me.
Right, right.
I'm not a money type of person. It doesn't matter to me how much money you have or
Right.
don't have.
Right. Your campaign is run mostly on love and love for your community,
That's
love
right.
for your people, love for your seniors.
And let's be real clear, most of the campaign money and its public information came from me.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
It came from me.
Right.
Came from my 401k.
All right.
Why? Because I love this community.
Exactly.
And there was an article in the Free Press, I believe, and they my then opponent,
Okay.
played on us cutting grass. He says, "What's the big deal in cutting grass?" That's only one of the
Many things.
That's only one of the many things.
But listen, if the grass is, because presentation is everything.
Everything.
Curb appeal means everything.
Absolutely.
So if you, pray God that other people
Yes.
start cutting the grass,
That's
because
right.
that makes all the difference. But one thing that I know is that when I, this year, I did I helped you at the polls, during
Yes.
the polling time.
And thank you.
And so you're very welcome. And I'm not in District 5. But I saw your heart. I see your passion. I've watched you, followed you. And, I hear what you say. I see what you do, So I want to help in any way that I can. I'm out there and I'm passing out your literature, to people. And the number of people that said to me, this is the only reason that I'm here. So I don't even know if they were just going in and just, if it's even possible that they could just vote Cynthia Johnson and go home, because that's the way they said it to me, that, Big Red. I'm telling you, he said, let her know that Big Red was here. She came by my house the other day. Another, senior, older lady, she was by my house. And then, when you think about politics, they all talk the good game.
Yes.
But what are you bringing to Lansing that's going to be different than all the other people?
What I'm bringing to Lansing is integrity. That's what I'm mostly bringing. I believe that every candidate and every person who's in office, number one, they should be bonded.
Okay.
Why? Because there's so much dishonesty. We have people who won't vote or who says that they won't vote because of dishonest candidates.
Right.
I am against the emergency manager law, Public Act 436, which literally has taken away our democracy. Does that mean that we don't count or that we can't change it? Of course we can change.
But how do we
the
do
only
that?
way we change is by voting.
Exactly. Exactly.
Your vote is your voice.
Right. So, as you think about the low, very low turnout.
In my district, in District 5, in August, there was less than 6%. So that's 94 people out of 100 people who did not vote.
What do we do? Because I think, for me personally, I think that talking about voting should be a 24/7 thing. I don't think that we should wait till August, that we should wait till November.
Absolutely.
I think that this is something that we should start educating people on.
It needs to be in all the schools.
It does.
We need to have civic, what do you call it? Civic class, political class.
Right. Political science.
Right, political science. Right.
Yeah. They need to really educate, especially our young people right now, the importance of voting, because you say 94 people stayed home.
94 out of 100 people. Imagine
but listen,
that.
and that's what I'm saying. So
wow.
There are children that watched 94
Absolutely.
adults that did not vote.
That's
and
right.
So what message are we sending to our children? How do we as a people communicate the need, even if you think your vote does not count?
Listen, when Mike Duggan ran for office, he was a write-in candidate.
Most definitely. And so that's why we know the process
He
works.
was a write-in candidate, and people came out and wrote his name in.
Right. So we know that the process works.
The process does work.
But it takes the people to vote, to come out and to do the write-in.
That's right.
So let's talk a little bit about some of the things that you've done before your political aspirations. I mean,
you did ask me that already.
I did, but
I'm
that's okay.
sorry.
We're gonna get to it. I'm Barbara Dean Franklin.
Hey,
so we're gonna get to it. Tell me a little bit about what you did before and how you got to this arena.
Okay. Let's start in 1988.
Okay.
That was when I first ran for any office. I was a student at Wayne County Community College.
Okay.
Received my degree, earned my degree, and in 88 I ran for Wayne County Community College trustee.
Okay.
At that time I ran against Miss Ford. And 1988, to this day, I think she's still in office.
Really?
Really, yes. And God bless her.
All right.
In 1998, I ran for state representative.
Okay.
I ran against, there were 3 other people that I ran with.
All right.
Okay. Prior to me running, and what made me run that particular time was really, I had an organization called Go Girls, a nonprofit, a girls mentoring organization. And I used to see children who were being influenced by the Jerry Springer Show.
Okay.
I was the person who led the campaign in 98 to get the Jerry Springer Show changed from the 4 p.m. show back to the 10 o'clock show.
Okay, so the children wouldn't be affected.
Right. And so as a result of me doing that and having a lot of back, and as a matter of fact, that went national. Okay? That really went national. Some people who supported me was Martha Jean, the Queen, Carolyn Kilpatrick. She supported me. But anyway, I decided to then run for office. Just get my feet wet, okay? I've always been involved in the community, some kind of way or other. Then in 2010, after living in my community since 2001 and not knowing who the state representative was, seeing that my community in 2001, it was decent. But then I started seeing a deterioration 2005 on, and it just deteriorated so quickly. And not understanding why my community was looking the way it was, and why was this big. Then that's when I found out in around 2010 who my state rep was,
Okay.
but never received anything from the person.
Okay.
And I'd see the big old signs on the dilapidated buildings, and I was saying, this is ridiculous. Here the grass is tall. You have big old signs from politicians
Right.
on dilapidated buildings. This is unreal. So I ran for state rep, came in number 2. Unfortunately, again, coming in number 2 is not.
I got you. But let me ask this. First thing I wanted to know, like your Go Girls, do you still mentor young girls?
No.
No. Okay.
No,
All
I
right.
don't.
And then the second thing that you
Well, I
said-
mentor. Let's just back
Okay,
up.
all right.
You know, we mentor
All the time.
people
I got
all
you.
the time.
I got you.
Officially,
in
as
that
a
capacity.
No,
I got
don't.
you. So as you are doing this, what I also like about you put a lot of information out about the laws. You know, you tell people investigate for yourself. So when there's something, you're always sharing that information.
Yes.
And you know, we are asking people to write you in the process.
Right.
But you're not going away.
Oh, I'm not going away.
Okay.
I am not going away. Listen, I don't just talk the talk.
Right.
I'm about being about what I say.
And I believe that.
I'm not bought. I'm not sold. I can't say it enough.
Right.
I love the people. Otherwise, I would not go this route.
You have a radio talk show, don't you?
I have a radio talk show. It's
Okay.
on WDRJ. Thank you for mentioning that.
Most definitely.
On 1440 WDRJ AM. And the show comes on every Tuesday from 10:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. where
Okay.
we just do talk.
Right.
We try to showcase people who are doing phenomenal things in the city of Detroit.
all right.
Then I have a show that comes on every Thursday called 15 Minutes of Politics with Cynthia A. Johnson.
Okay.
And that comes on every Thursday from 11 a.m. to 11:15.
All right.
And then on Friday night, Saturday night, really it's actually Saturday and
morning.
Sunday
Okay.
mornings
Okay.
at 1 a.m. from 1 a.m. to 2 a.m.
All
where
right.
we just chill out with God with contemporary gospel
Okay,
music.
okay.
And we try to just encourage someone.
All right. And that's what it's all about, encouraging one another.
Yes.
And really
Not
being
keeping information to
yourself.
yourself.
Most definitely. Well, I have to give a shout out to my sisters, Sisters on the Move for Christ, because I partner with Kamita Bell, who is the resource lady on Facebook, and Rita Taylor, who has Taylor Virtual Resources, and
Okay.
Queen Nelson. And so what we've done was we're getting the children adopted for Christmas, or not just children, we're getting families adopted. I think that, maybe about 80 or 90 people have responded that they need to be adopted. They're falling on hard times. And so we've, put out the call
Adopting meaning that you
buying them Christmas toys,
Yes,
adopt
okay.
a child, a family
Yes.
for Christmas. So they're getting their Christmas toys. But when you said not sitting on the information
That's
for
right.
yourself, because it does take a village. We all need to help one another, and so that's why I wanted you to come on the show. I know that you have your audience, that hear the things that you have to say, but then here's another audience that you will be able to share why you are a write-in candidate, why you want to make a difference in Lansing, in your district, to help the people. You've seen the same old things happening over and over again.
over and over the same old things. I am Cynthia Johnson, Cynthia A. Johnson. You can write my name in on the ballot, be it the absentee ballot. If you have your absentee ballot, please take that ballot out today and individually select those Democrats, or if not Democrats. And did you know that as long as you are, you can be Democrat, Republican, Independent, Green Party, Libertarian Party. You can be any party as long as you don't select a party. And if you
could
just
cross,
you could cross as
Yeah,
long
okay.
as you don't select a party.
Okay,
Long
all
as
right.
long as you don't do the straight ticket.
Right.
And I'm asking for your, okay, well, I'm Cynthia Johnson, running for state representative. I'm asking you to write my name and then fill in the oval. Please do not select a party. Why am I doing this? I'm doing this because I'm a lifelong resident of the city of Detroit. I am a mother of 3. I love my community. I don't have to live where I live. I live right in the middle of the neighborhood. I refuse to say hood because so often folks have taken neighbor out of the neighborhood and called it the hood. But some people say, I live in the hood. Well, I do. I don't have to live there, but I'm not afraid of my people. I am asking for your support because we deserve much better than what we have right now. We have people who are claiming to live where they really don't live. And that's another thing, something I'll share with you all at a later date. But we have people who are claiming that they are one thing and they're not. And you might be looking at me and you might say, well, they all say the same thing and all politicians say the same thing. Well, I tell people like this, either you're pregnant, but you can't be maybe I'm pregnant. Either you're a person of integrity or you're not. I am a person of integrity. You have to wait and see. But don't keep electing or selecting the same people. Don't keep, so often our party, the Democratic Party, as much as I love our Democratic Party, too often they're asking us to be led like sheep.
So what do the people do? I mean, what resources, what should they be doing? Number one, they should be investigating. They shouldn't take anybody's word.
Don't take my word for anything.
They shouldn't take anybody's word.
That's right.
They definitely need to do the research themselves. They need to triangulate, get 3 different sources. Don't just go to one source. When you go, find 3 different avenues that you can find and then compare the information.
Absolutely.
And then, make the best choice for you.
That's right.
You need to watch a person, well, November is here, so it's not that much, but you can go back and look to see if somebody is consistently
they're consistent.
Exactly. If they're consistently doing what they say that they're going to do, and, look for something that will give you like that, you can really kind of,
you can gauge people.
You really can. And see, and people, they can fool some people all of the time, but there comes a point in time when God will expose.
Every single time. God is so awesome.
Yes, he is. And he will expose you if you're not doing right. So I like the fact that you run on integrity because that's something that we've lacked for a long time.
Absolutely.
And then our people are looking as if to say, who has integrity?
But you know what? Here's the one of the things that I have noticed. Too many of us get complacent, but not only complacent, we get if a person has a lot of money, we're all impressed. Don't be impressed by stuff like that.
I'm not impressed unless they write me a check.
But that part is that's part of the problem too. Too many checks are being written to folks in politics. Okay. Do you see what I'm saying?
I understand.
There used to be a time where we would have some people, activists, supposedly activists, who were very against the emergency manager law, against the emergency manager, very vocal in our community, and all of a sudden,
so you don't hear from them.
You hear nothing.
That's the game. But and we know that there is a game that sometimes
and it's unfortunate.
It is very unfortunate.
It's unfortunate because our children are the real ones who really are suffering as a result of us.
Yes. But Cynthia, if somebody wanted to talk to you,
313-728-5211.
Right.
Again, my phone number is 313-728-5211. I'm also on, as we became friends, I'm also on Facebook.
Right. Okay.
Under the name of Cynthia A. Johnson. doggone earring. Under Cynthia A. Johnson. You can Google my name. If you Google me, just Google Cynthia A. Johnson, State Representative. Things will come up. Even Google my biography. Please check my biography out, and then you'll find out much, much more about who I am.
Right.
I just want to say this, and sorry.
That's okay.
We need volunteers. We need people at the polling sites to help us to pass out literature. I don't want your money, okay? I really don't want your money. I wish it would be so nice if we had a true grassroots type of way of electing people.
Right, right.
It would be so wonderful if we had it turned around. 94% of the people came
Showed
out
up.
and voted.
Exactly. But how do we make that change? And that's something that we'll talk about, we'll continue to talk about, we'll continue to put before the people, because the only way that we make a change is that we become the change that we want to see. And 30 minutes is never enough time.
It never is enough time.
It's never enough time, but I thank you for coming out to sit with me and talk about the process. They need to get on Facebook, follow her so you can understand the write-in process, so you can understand the voting process.
Understand this: if you select a straight party, or if you select I'm a Democrat. If I was to go into the polling or on my ballot and fill in Democrat, all the Democrats on that ballot will get your vote.
Right.
And I would not get your vote.
Right.
On the state representative portion of the ballot, the only name is Fred Durhal. Not Fred Durhal Jr., the father, but Fred Durhal the third. I'm asking that you instead vote for me by writing in my name and filling in the oval.
Right. And so everybody has the right to get out and vote.
Absolutely.
And you have the right to write in the candidate of your choice. But you have to be in District 5.
You have to be in District
in order
5
to vote.
And do not fill in a party. Do not select a straight ticket.
Right. Thank you so much.
Oh, it was a pleasure.
For coming out and sitting with me. And then we'll just try to figure out a way where we could just share this information more with people so they'll understand.
And that's
the
another
right to
thing,
vote.
too. I hope that you don't sit on this information. Please, as much as you can, please share everything. Share this show with
Right.
everybody you know.
Yes, and I'll be sending it to you so you'll be able to share
Thank you.
it. I want to end my show the way that I always do, thanking my public, the people who tune in each and every week to support the Barbara Dean Franklin Show. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope that I brought you some information that'll be a blessing to you. If it's not Cynthia A. Johnson, it may be in your district somebody else that, at one day wants to become a write-in candidate. We saw it work. We saw it work with the now Mayor Mike Duggan that we have today. So we know the process works if you work it. So make sure that you work this process and have a blessed day. I'm going to say to you, from my beating heart to your beating heart, I love you. You understand?
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.